Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to go over the lessons for pre-K. And if you guys have been to the previous trainings, I'm not sure if you guys have been. It's going to be a bit shorter just because I'm only covering one grade. So it's not your first through eighth. I'm going to hand out what the lessons look like. I don't know if you can reach them. So what I'm going to do is just kind of overview the lesson. So for the first 5 minutes of the lesson, and this is going to be given to you in a flash drive. So if you guys need to adjust, and I know Anna was worried about the time, you guys can adjust the time. The first 5 minutes were given for attendance. The next 15 minutes, 8:05 to 8:20, again, that can be changed. Morning song for the pre-K students if you guys want. A stretch if you guys want to include stretches for the kids, wake them up, maybe a song. And teacher read aloud. We're going to give you guys some songs that you guys can pick and choose, as well as poems. I'm not sure if you guys can see them on the... So there's a few in here. And you guys can just go... It is going to be weather themed. So most of the songs and poems will be weather. The thunderstorm, rain. There are also... you can't really see it on here. There is... Reader's Theater. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that. Has anybody done Reader's Theater? Okay, so say for example, the one that's on the board right now, you guys, since it's only one word, you guys can pick and choose the students, or you can pair them in groups. There's a thunderstorm activity. So this song would be perfect for that. And I believe it's it's not on the page that I gave you, but I believe it's lesson 17. So you guys, along with the activity that is thunderstorm, you guys can sing this song to go along with the weather theme. Then, do you guys have any questions on the first 15 minutes of the... No? Pretty... Okay. Then the next 5 minutes were set out to what today is. Today's Monday, June, the date. And then for you guys to get a chance to talk about the weather. So what does it look outside? Is it sunny? Is it hot? Is it windy? Give you guys a chance to talk about the weather there and kind of introduce the weather. The next 40 minutes will be literacy and the different types of weather. So the book that's introduced is The Kind of Weather. And that is also going to be in the flash drive. Everything that's on the list was scanned and put into the flash drive. So it'll be easy access for you guys to go in and print it out if you guys need to. And I'm not sure, do you guys have your own printer, or will the resource teacher print it out for you, or?
The resource teacher.
The resource teacher. So kind of weather. It will be in the folder that says TE pages. Oh no, I'm sorry. PDF books. And you have the option of having it in black and white or color. And here it is. So this is what the book looks like. And again, you guys can print it out if you guys want to. That way you guys can have it out for the students to see. Then you're going to go into the next activity, which is the phonemic awareness. This one's kind of fun. So the kids get to write, you guys get a brush and water, and the kids would get to go outside and write the letters outside as they see the letters evaporate. So you guys can talk about the heat of the sun, and that's just kind of neat for the kids to see and experience. It's a fun activity. After that, you guys will get a 20-minute recess if, I'm not sure, depending on the district, right? If you guys provide recess, then recess. If not, then I'll go over it a little later, but I also included other activities for you guys to use if you guys want to use. Then we have a math portion, which in this one is the shapes to sort. And it's just teaching the kids to sort various shapes. And you guys can use the cutout shapes. It's fun to always use other shapes. That way they can sort different sizes, different types, textures, introduce that to the kids. That'll be fun. So that portion is just sorting shapes. And then for the first day, I just thought it would be nice. The activity is called W is for wind. And I'm not sure if you guys have a photo release form or if you guys give a photo release form on the first day, or is that included with summer school permission slips? I know we do it.
Right, we do it with the regular permission slips.
So again, depending if you guys have the photo release form, I just thought it would be a fun activity since it's weather theme. And I did get it off the internet. So this is, you would take a side profile picture of the student, pretending as if they're blowing. And then they get to go outside and pick leaves if they want to. Or if you don't have that, you can cut out the leaves. And this is the end result, which I think they would enjoy it. I also included, because it's important, we want, since they're little, 3 and 4, we want them to be ready for kinder. So we want them to have that scissor practice and that pre-writing skills. So I included right here. So you have these pre-writing, also weather theme. I was kind of nice that you could find it online. They start off with the thicker line, and then they go into the dotted line, I believe. And I scanned several, so there's plenty of these in the file for you guys to use and take. And not only can they be used to trace, but to cut if you want to. And of course, you guys can create your own if you want to. So that's pretty much the first day. That's pretty much the first day. Then you have lunch, then you come back and clean. And you'll have time to prep for the next day. So I'm gonna go over the second day. The second day is pretty much the same thing. Attendance, then your morning song, your stretch, your read aloud. Again, it could be a story of your choice or the poem or songs that we provided on the in the files. Going over what today is, the weather. Something that I forgot to mention on the first day. You guys might want to teach predicting. What do you guys think tomorrow will be? Is it going to be hot? You think it's going to be windy? Is it going to rain? So teaching them those skills to think ahead. Then we're going to go into math. And here they give you a weather graph. So this goes along with predicting. And in the TCM book, I believe all they use is chart paper, and you just write the days. And Monday was sunny, Tuesday was windy, etc. But I put it in the math portion. It's a weather chart. So it just makes it, if you want to give them their own individual weather chart, and they can just check or color the day that was sunny, the day that was rainy. They have their own individual weather chart. Or if you want to blow it up and have it in the classroom and you guys can do it together, that's fine as well. And then for the extension, they talk about thermometers. And I found a really neat activity on thermometers, and I know it requires a lot of little parts, so you might want to do it ahead of time. I'm not sure if the kids would be able to do it individually. But here's a homemade thermometer that you can create. It's just alcohol, water, in a glass jar, and a straw. So they would be able to see you cover I can't really see it.
Go to view and make it smaller.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, she has it. Can you guys see it a little bit? No. Okay, so the jar is filled with water. The dye is optional, but due to the temperature, either the water will rise through the straw or it won't rise. So then the child can see, okay, how hot is it? The water's rising. So that's nice too. You're introducing science and allowing the children to see how water rises with heat. And then you will go over social studies meteorologists on page 56 on the TCM, and that again is in the file, and it's under the TE pages. So it says page 56. So the pages are already listed, and you would just have to click on the page and it would pop up for you guys to read and review the activity and everything. The materials are also listed there. They're listed on the lesson plan, and they're listed on the page. The next would be 15-minute recess. Then the Ames 2D shapes. It's a circle day, so introducing circle. Talking about circles, you might want to bring larger, smaller. You can use cutouts. If you guys have the blocks, that's fine. So making it fun for them, you guys can make them larger. That way you guys can do it as a class, a whole class together. And then for the following 15 minutes, it's making your own clouds. So sticking with the circle that you just got done with circles, you can take the large or smaller circles, and they would just glue the cotton balls on. So they would create their clouds out of circles. Again, the scissor practice, and you guys can choose the teacher read out loud, and the scissor practice or tracing is optional. It's up to you guys on what you guys want to do that tracing on or that story on. And then that's it. Then it's lunch, and you guys can return back to class and clean up. I am going to go over what we have in the files. So I have the activities listed here, and I named them as to how they should be on the lesson plan. So if you see on the first day, on the activity it says W is for wind. It's right there. And then your math is all here. This is the Ames math. Okay, in the lessons, you'll see Ames math. You'll see math taken from Circle curriculum we use for home-based and center-based preschool. Some of you are familiar with. And it also lists the page number. You can find it. So this is all the Ames math lessons. And I also included puzzles, if you guys want to use puzzles instead on and they're simple puzzles. So you know how sometimes they can't connect them, putting them together is fine. And there's also this, so they can count and graph how many clouds, how many rainbows, and then they can, if they want to, a dot or the number, depending how advanced they are. If not, it's optional. Again, it's optional, so you don't have to use this. But I just figured better to give you more to choose from than,
You can also do it like on chart paper.
Yes.
Do the whole class.
yeah. Yeah, on some of this, especially with the math, I think it's better to do it as a large group, having it, enlarged and then doing it together.
And then the parent can take it.
So they also have size sorting, large, medium, small. And for those that know Bergant's, that we assess Bergant's, it's important. We're not, teaching to the test, but we're having them recognize that this is something that they need to know. Counting raindrops, which there's another activity in there. So there's several things on here for math, if you guys don't want to go the Ames way. You also have the vocabulary cards from the TCM, the teacher created material, and I want to say I put it in here. Oh, here they are. I like these because they have the ones without the words, and then they have the ones that include the words on there. So it's just optional. I'm just giving you options on what you want to use. And then the song lyrics are in here. The TCM songs that are in your book, as well as,
Is all the material in English or something?
yeah, it's in English. And then the rest are in the file that says poetry, that has poems and other songs that I showed you guys earlier. And something I want to review really quick, and I know most of you know, but just when we are doing the activities and we say we're going to make a cloud or we're going to make a rainbow, make sure to say we're going to make a pretend cloud or a fake cloud, because we don't want them to get the wrong idea of like, oh, this is a real cloud, So just to keep that in mind. I hope you guys like the lessons and enjoy them and get good use out of them.